to this week's episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we recap all of the new releases that rolled out this week. Happy Friday, Ryan.
Happy Friday. Happy end of the quarter and the rush that ensued this week.
So that's why there were so many releases this week. It's the end of the quarter. I didn't even put that together. It's been a crazy week. We're here in St. Augustine, Florida. What a gorgeous city, Ryan. I don't know if you've ever been.
I have not. I let Florida be Florida. We were happy in California. So.
It is lovely. We're at a really great agency builders event, having an awesome time. But what do you say we send ourselves live in the Facebook group? As always, if you can see us, you can hear us, please say hello in the comments so that we know that we are actually streaming in all of the places. Okay, I see the stream. We're going to move it over to the group here. Official community. Boom, boom. All right, we should be live. Let's open up our chat. I see it didn't come through as the emoji that I think it was supposed to, Rex, but we're waving at you.
You can imagine.
Well. Happy Friday. All right, what do you say we hop into releases? We have a ton of releases to get through today, so we should probably get to it.
Yeah.
All right, first up from the week, Calendar's got an update. We have streamlined notifications and smarter payment integration for calendars.
Yeah, so big ticket here was that you can now sort of like when you're customizing the notification, so like the email, let's say, we're looking at right here, you can go right into the editor. You can choose whatever template you want. You can create a new one. Right in line. You don't have to go to different places in the app, and then you get a nice modal that pops up where you can do your editing.
That's
so
sweet.
Really nice integrations there. And then as far as the payment, which would be on the next slide, it allows you to manage which payment provider you want to use. So it tells you what's available, and then you can switch it out there. So really cool integration that a lot of people have been waiting on this. Like they want certain things to go through certain payment providers and certain things to go through others. So this is one of those items.
That's really nice. Calendar's got we're going to see a bunch of updates from Calendars today. But those two are great. I love being able to choose and edit email templates without having to leave. That is fantastic. A couple more shout outs coming in. Joe, what's happening? And Heidi, I always love to see the Kia Aura. I love that.
Kia Aura.
Happy Friday to you. Let's check out our next release, Conversation AI. We got the typing indicator. This is one of those little but awesome ones.
Yeah, we were talking about this a lot on our product marketing meeting today. Perception is reality. When people can see what's happening, it makes them feel like things are happening quicker, even if they're not. So giving you that visibility, or I should say the user, the visibility is really nice.
Yeah, and just to be clear, if you're using Conversation AI, when they send their chat in and the bot is like spinning up its response, now you see like the animated 3 dots as if it's typing, which is, again, subtle, but very nice. Next up, Workflow's got an update. We now have send email action supports CC and BCC fields, which is very convenient.
Very, very convenient. I know a lot of people use BCC and CC to track things still, and this is a great way to keep everybody on the same page, what's happening.
Yeah, nice little update there. Another update from the Workflows team. We've got custom mapping for tracking fields in Facebook and Google Ads action.
Yeah, so if you're
a little teched out, Ryan.
This is pretty techy. This is borderline Chase's F word. But yeah, if you're doing custom mapping, you can now do that within the tracking fields there, right in the Google and Facebook ads action.
Yeah, pretty complex. I'll leave it at that. But if you know what's going on there, you're probably pumped. We've got an update from Trojar. Awesome new updates, but making the AI agents button was very confusing for our clients. Sorry about that, Trojar, but because you had it activated, we needed to make it more visible, and the result of that was actually awesome. We saw so many more AI agents get generated in just this week than the entire season of AI. So apologies for the little confusion there, but hopefully net it'll be a win for you and your clients. Next up, highlighting and resolving errors in a workflow. I didn't even see this one. That's cool.
Yeah, this is really neat. So essentially you'll get like a little indicator that says, hey, there might be a problem here. And then when you click on it, you'll see on the next slide that it tells you not only what's going on, but then if you click on that little right button, it will give you an explanation with the AI Copilot, which we'll talk a little bit more about later.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
very cool. Sweet. Love it. Is this another
Yeah,
screenshot of what
that's
that
just
looks like?
that's kind of tells you what's going on with it, essentially. So you
Very
get
cool.
live explanation.
Yes, a lot of amazing stuff with AI happening in workflows. I'll leave it at that for now. Membership courses got an update. We now can revoke course access.
Yes. So this works for I think before you could revoke offers, but remember you can build different courses. So like maybe you have 3 or 4 like mini courses, you can put them into one offer. So now you can just do one course without having to revoke the entire offer.
All right, more flexibility. I love it.
It was a request.
Star Fox, creative spelling there. When does the new conversation UI come out? Good question. I think we basically sort of beta tested that and got a lot of really good feedback that the team is implementing right now, but it is close. I don't know if Ryan, you have an update there.
I don't have an update on the exact time frame, but it's like live and working. I think they're just tweaking a couple things. So
sweet. So it should be soon. Really excited for that myself. Voice AI, we got new voices.
yes, new voices across multiple languages. So of course we don't have every dialect, but if you go into French Canadian, there's different voices for that language. So we're up to like 110 different voices across the different languages and stuff. So we get 30 new voices across 5 different languages. That's the headline here.
Probably yeah, and if you haven't tested them, please do so. I know that Isa on our team, she is Mexican, and when the Spanish one first came out, she was like, guys, this sucks. This sounds like, a gringo trying to learn Spanish. And now with the new update, she's like, it's awesome. So if you haven't tested those new voices, please do. Hopefully you will find them much improved. We got a shout out from Dave, who's in Jacksonville, Florida. Dave, I'm right around the corner down here living it up in St. Augustine. You probably know how awesome of a city that is. And let's find out what our next update from the week. We have an update to SaaS where we can bulk eject in cancellation flow, which is a nice little sort of on your way out feature there.
Yes. Yeah. So the idea behind bulk eject is that you separate yourself from an agency, become like a straight high level customer, and you can get affiliate commissions off of that. So
love it. Yeah, that's a nice little perk there on your way out. Like, hey, why not make a little money as you go?
Exactly.
We got a shout out from Tina. What's happening, Tina? If you haven't seen Tina's tutorials, she makes tons of awesome high level tutorials. You can find her on our YouTube channel, hers as well. So nice to see you as well. And we got an awesome shout out from Daniel. Happy Friday to you. You guys are doing an incredible job. Thank you very much. GHL rocks. We agree. Hope you have a great weekend, Daniel. Next update, GoKollab and communities. We can now pin our groups.
Yeah. So if you got a bunch of groups there on the left-hand side, you can go up to the switcher, hit the little pin icon, and then those pinned groups will stick to the top.
You know what that is, Ryan?
Fancy.
That's fancy. Next up, calendars got some UI UX improvements and enhanced guidance.
Yes, we're all about guidance these days, trying to highlight exactly what's going on and what you need to do to fix it, things like that. So here we're looking at different configurations within the calendar will change a lot of different things. So the whole idea here is that we're telling you what's happening and making sure that you're aware of changes that you're making could break things or change the way that something works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are all really intuitive. You'll see them as you go check out and build your new calendars, but hopefully it's easier than ever. Mm-hmm. Workflows got a new landing page, which is pretty cool. When I first saw this, I was like, whoa, this is like sort of like a Zapier action going on here where you can actually start building it before you even get in, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So, excuse me, this does not show up if you've already created workflows. So that was a frequently asked question that we had. So if it's a brand new account, the idea is to give them sort of a starter page of, hey, here's what this does, here's what happens afterwards, and then, of course, a nice little summary of some different recipes that are automatically set up. So if they want to do that particular thing, achieve a particular goal, that workflow is basically set up. They just have to go in and customize it. And then also Tina helped us out with a bunch of the videos that are below that are all white labeled and so forth, where it walks you through how workflows work and all the different settings and everything. So that'll be really good for new users, especially if you're an affiliate or you've got a big agency and stuff. It'll walk them through a lot of the basics there, get them started right away.
Love it. Here comes our favorite question, Ryan. When are we getting outbound voice AI? Well, let me ask you a question back. What do you want to do with it? Because we're trying to determine how many people actually want it for valid use cases, which are really restricted, or how many people want it because they think they're going to be able to go spam people. So let us know what your use case is so we can sort of gauge where we're at there. QR codes got an update. We now have folders and folder management, plus some little UI tweaks that makes it look a little nicer.
Yeah. I think before it was more of a visual update to what it looked like, but before it was hard to see what the titles were. So that's been all resolved. It looks beautiful. Got some nice hover effects there, and folders as well. There's going to be more functionality if you're looking for like all the ways to move folders or move things around. That's coming very, very soon. So stay tuned.
Gotta love folders.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves folders. Funnel website builder, we now have pre-built image sliders, which is sweet. In the pre-built section, you can now have, you don't have to start from zero. You can drag in a cool example and work from there.
Yeah, start with this cat and keep on working.
Nice.
Anyway.
Love it. Ecomm got an update. We now have billing address field for checkout.
Yeah. So this is something you'd enable within the builder, right? You can disable it, you can enable it. And that way you get your billing address and your shipping address. Sometimes they're different, sending the gifts, stuff like that. So pretty standard fare, I think, for most e-com solutions. And here we are.
All right. I love it. Payments got an update. We now can limit months in a coupon is applied on a subscription.
Yeah. So, okay. The English there, not the best, I'll admit, but we had a lot of slides, so my apologies. Let me explain this in more clear terms. So let's say you want to offer a coupon, but you don't want it to like them to get 50% off forever. You just want to offer the first 3 months of 50% off. So now that's what this feature does for you. So you go ahead and set up your coupon the way you want, and you say, hey, this only applies for the first couple of months, and then you're back to full price. There
we go. Scarcity sells. Gotta love it. Community's got another update. We have event attendee list and view. You can now view saved membership answers.
Yes. So that was a big ask. Like a lot of these questions went through when you're joining a group, they wanted to be able to see the answers retroactively. And so that ability now exists there. And what you're seeing here is just the ability to download a list of attendees, which downloads into a CSV file that you can open within your favorite spreadsheet program.
Yeah, that's a nice little feature there. Communities continues to get more robust. We already pointed this one out. We've got a new, if you activate AI employee, you get a new menu item for AI agents, which again is having an awesome impact for discoverability. If you turn this on, your clients are going to more easily be able to understand how and where to create AI agents. And so that's a nice little update. It's definitely driving results for sure. Next up, Calendar's got another update. We have payment and invoice updates inside of Calendars.
Yes. So Calendars now supports invoice creation for partial payments. So that's kind of the big ticket item here. So if you want to collect a deposit or a partial payment right off of the calendar, you can now do that and it'll create an invoice for that.
This one's awesome, actually, because I think there's a lot of scenarios where you want to basically take a deposit at the time of booking, but then they still owe the rest, and you weren't really able to do that until now. So I think this one's going to actually be a really big update for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Love it. Taxes and discounts on text to pay. Text to pay got a little more robust.
Yeah, so if you're not aware, you can send a text message essentially that requests a payment, and now you can add a discount to that or add taxes as you need, so that all your accounting is in line.
Love it. Conversation AI. We now have a bot dashboard that looks fantastic.
Yes, you can track all the key metrics, basically all the performance data around conversation AI and a particular bot and what it's doing. So have fun with all the blinky lights and the graphs.
It's always important to be able to show the results of something, and now you've got an awesome dashboard to do that when it comes to conversation AI.
Precisely.
Calendar's got some updates around adding guests, which I remember reading and thinking that is very cool.
Yes. So the idea here is you want to book something, but there's somebody's going to be coming with you, so you can allow that ability within the calendar booking widget, and you can now just, if you need a count, you can just do the count only. You can collect their name and email, and then you can also require guests for booking. So maybe it's a some sort of thing where there has to be somebody else there. You can now require it for that. So yeah, a lot of great enhancements there. Again, calendar is getting awesome and more awesomer by the day.
Isn't there another update? Is there another slide for that that has to do with the guests?
Yeah, the next slide just shows the enable payments for guests. So
There
you
we
can
go.
collect. Yeah,
This
exactly.
is awesome because, like, if you were trying to use calendars for, like, let's say my buddy does the tequila tasting, and you want to charge, it's only going to charge once, so every person has to go book themselves. But
Yeah,
now you can say enable guests and then charge all the guests, and there you go.
exactly.
Love it. Great update there. Ad Manager got an update. We can review and duplicate lead forms, making it much quicker to spin up new ad campaigns.
Yes. A lot of times you just want to do a variant on a lead form so you could duplicate it, make your changes. And then, of course, you can review them and see what they look like without having to go into Facebook. We were on a town hall today with the ad manager team, and they are tackling a lot of super complicated things. And we're actually at the cutting edge of this. We're working directly with Meta in a beta program. One of the processes that we outlined had 60 clicks to do this on Facebook, and we want to reduce that to like just a few. So teams are hard at work on that, and they're really streamlining the entire ad creation and management process across the board.
I love it. Ryan, it feels like one of those Fridays where we're a little later in the day, and so we get way more shout outs and comments. You got to love it. Andrew checking in from Jamaica. How are you doing? Hopefully, you have a great weekend. And Jose is checking in with the question: are we going to go deeper with the Search Atlas integration? You can bet on it, Jose. Now that it's out, we're just going to keep going deeper, adding more and more. I have seen talk of their new auto Google Ads thing. The team's playing with it right now. So yeah, you're going to see more and more through that integration for sure. Next up, calendars. We have appointment modal now in a side drawer. This thing looks awesome.
Yes. So
walk us through
really
what's
nice
going
to
on.
be able
Is this a
to.
multi-slide here, Ryan?
What's that?
Is this a multi-slide? Do we show the different tabs?
I did not show the different tabs on this one.
No, all right.
But obviously, the idea here is you click on an appointment, you get a slide out drawer, and then you can rotate through different tabs. So you can see the contact information, the actual appointment itself, as well as, I think, conversations. And then you have the ability to create a new appointment from that too.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm really loving the UI, the UX here. Workflow's got another update. We can create draft documents. Well, I didn't see this one either. How's that work?
So yeah, what happens here is that instead of just sending the document, you can create it, based on a template, let's say, and then that way you can go back and review it, make sure everything's good to go, and then you can send it out. So it kind of helps to tee up things that need to be sent out without actually doing everything automatically. Because a lot of times you might want to change something or get approval somewhere. So that's the idea here.
I like that a lot. That makes a ton of sense, actually. It just cuts out some busy work. Well done. We have text search on audit logs now. A nice little quality of life improvement there.
Yeah, auto logs are starting to get a lot of love. Some fair criticism on how complicated they were. They're getting a lot better, much better documentation in terms of seeing what the things are, and being able to actually search with plain text is, of course, much appreciated.
Yeah, I love it. We now, oh, this is a good one. Number pool support for AI agents.
Yeah.
In the past, it just worked on the single numbers, right?
Exactly. So you had to use one of the single numbers. So now you can go to the pools and choose what pool you want to draw from. Really great to see essentially parity with how everything else works within the app to be able to function there with voice AI.
Yeah, that's awesome. Client portal got an update. It now supports estimates inside the portal.
Yeah. So imagine this: you've got a client, you're working on like a deck or a pool or something, and they can then have the ability to log into their customer access center or to their client portal, let's call it, and see current estimates that are there. So they can view them sort of within a portal. Makes it look a lot more professional. A lot of times people lose things. You can always just send them to one place. They can log in and see the estimate, approve it, do all those fun things. And the permissions for viewing that would be known as a child app within the client portal. And so you just go into the app permissions and you can enable or disable it, change everything around in case you weren't aware. You can customize what the client portal looks like.
Super helpful for sure. Next up, the mobile app got an update with NMI and authorized.net support for the POS and mobile payments.
Yes. This was kind of a missing link. We were supporting Stripe, and in a minute here you'll see Square. And now if you're using NMI or authorized.net, you can use it on the mobile payment platform across the board.
I love it. If you haven't played with the mobile POS and you need to sell some stuff quickly, I would just suggest checking it out. It's actually really intuitive how it all works, and it's super quick and easy to get going. Another mobile app update. We now have Square support for POS and mobile payments. This is a public beta, but this is sweet. Look at this. You get to like pair a little Square puck thing and tie that to your HighLevel POS system.
That's the official name. Let's Google puck Square Reader, and there it is.
The Square puck thingy.
Yeah, I love seeing this really slick UI here where, it makes it super easy. It's not some complicated thing. You got to go into these crazy settings and then you're off to the races. You can use your Square hardware right from your phone.
It's pretty cool.
There's also something we didn't really mention here, but this is essentially or very important if you're using an iPad because Apple does not allow NFC. So you can't do tap to pay, and it's this huge thing. We don't know why. We've sent many letters to Tim Cook, and he hasn't responded. But you can use the iPad app, connect your Square, and of course, this is in public beta, so this is not for everybody. But very soon, everyone will be able to do this.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. LC Domains got an update. We have centralized domain management now. I love how this is all coming together.
Yes. So this is a little bit complicated if you haven't really worked with domains. If you have worked with domains, this will make a lot of sense, but it'd be I wouldn't say just like, it'll be a lot like logging into GoDaddy, be able to manage your DNS, easily connect it to funnels or websites, see what it's connected to. Incredible enhancements here to the LC domain page.
Yes, I love it. This is getting really good. Hopefully everybody knows you can purchase domains inside of HighLevel now. You can enable your clients to purchase domains. You can mark the domains up if you want your clients to pay a little premium for them. But it all lives in this nice tab now. And I'm excited to keep seeing how this grows and grows. Pretty soon you'll be able to bring in external domains, so transfer in domains that you've already purchased, which I can't wait to do because I'm still fuming, Ryan. Google domains, they just went and sold on me.
It was so good. It was a great product.
It was the best domain product. And now I got to go figure out how to get them and then get them out of there. But once I can, I will. And they'll all be in HighLevel. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And then this next screen just shows a really nice breakdown of different areas that you can connect a domain. So let's say you're like, hey, I want to connect it to the client portal. It's right there. If you want to connect it to WordPress, it's right there. You don't have to go hunt for it.
I love it. This
Yeah.
is great. Snapshots got an update. They now support custom objects, which is absolutely insane. Ryan, do you want to explain how important that is?
Yes, super important. So you could use an example of, real estate's a good one. Custom object would be like a house or houses. So your inventory of houses that maybe you've done deals with or you've had people buy or sell, you can then create a house custom object. If you're an agency, you can, of course, do this for your clients and then incorporate it into a snapshot with all the different fields that a house would need. And then when they go to load their snapshot, bam, they have a custom object that says house there, has all the relevant fields that they would care about for a house. Makes it really, really simple. So you don't have to teach people what custom objects are and how you can use them. You can just integrate it right into a snapshot.
Yep. I feel like we're cooking with fire now, Ryan, with these
Yep.
custom objects. It's just getting better and better.
It has.
Opportunities got an update. We now have sample data included in brand new sub accounts. So you won't see this unless you spin up a new sub account. But the idea here is that the system's not just empty.
Yeah, and you see this in a lot of different, data management type software, where seeing something in as an example is really helpful, especially for new users, so they can get a feel for like what things are, where they would appear, things like that. So that's the idea behind this one.
Yeah. I think it's super helpful, especially for somebody new to the system to kind of get an idea of like, oh, I get it. These are people or these are opportunities and whatnot. So just some dummy data pre-populated in there for you. We now have, this is cool, mobile editor for form surveys and quizzes. At first I was like, wait, you can edit these on your phone? No, not that. You can edit things independently for desktop and mobile, just like in the website builder, which is fantastic.
Yes. Mobile devices are still widely used, even for forms and maybe especially for forms. So being able to get it to look right on mobile is very important. And now you can do that.
Yeah. And I just love how it's the little toggle. And so if you want the font to be really big on desktop, but not so big on mobile, you've got that control now. And so if you've built stuff in the website builder, you know what I'm talking about and how nice that is. We've got a shout out here from Paracletes. That's a cool name. Let's go. They're going to try HighLevel out with their new marketing agency. Fantastic. I think you're going to love it. Patricia shouted us out as well. What can't the platform do? So impressive. You know, I'm still trying to get it to make some cereal for me in the morning, but maybe someday we're going to get there. But to not be silly, I think things like project management are things that it doesn't really do yet that it probably will in the future. So stay tuned for stuff like that as we head further into the year. Group chat on mobile app. This is wild. So Ryan, you saw, we were like pinging the devs like, wait a minute, how does this actually work? Like, you know, if I'm just on the receiving end, and it really is group chat all around.
Yeah, I knew. I just wanted to let the devs answer. Yeah. So again, if real estate's another example here, if you got like a big, like an event happening and you're trying to coordinate with a couple different people, ordinarily you'd spin up a group chat. You couldn't really do that. Well, you couldn't do that on HighLevel. It just had to be one-to-one. Now you can add people to the conversation. And for them, it shows up with all those people in it, just like it would normally if you sent it from a phone. So love seeing all this. It will be green, unfortunately, if you're an iPhone user, but nonetheless, it will be a group chat. Keep everybody on the same page of what's going on with real-time communication.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. I'm excited to test that one out. Kollab got a cool update. We've got some filters now on the discovery side of things, which makes it easier to find things you're interested in.
Yeah, I meant to zoom into that, but running out of time putting all this together. You can go and look at Kollab courses, so courses that are offered, through Kollab, as well as communities. So you can filter out like what you want to look at there. And of course, more and more of that filtering and search and findability, we'll call it, will be coming very soon.
Yes, very cool. If you're making courses and you want more people to be able to stumble upon them, you definitely want to activate it so that they can show up in the Kollab ecosystem, which continues to get better and better. I mean, Ryan, we can't spill the beans here, but we've seen some UX that's coming in the near future that just looks awesome. And so
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just going to
did
get
we
better
mention
and
that
better.
it's free?
And it's free. That's right. So if you are not a high-level customer and you just need to build a community, you can actually go to GoKollab.com and just spin one up for free. Affiliate side of things. So the affiliate management system inside of HighLevel now has bank payments, which is pretty fancy if you ask me.
Yeah, a lot of people want to sidestep the whole idea of going through like PayPal and that. And if they just want to do a direct bank transfer, then they can do that, which of course would still rely on Stripe, but goes directly to the bank.
Yeah, that's nice. Certificates got an update. You can now share them after they're created.
Yeah, so you get the certificate, you want to brag about it, you can do that, and there it is.
Yeah, I love that. Workflows, execution logs, and enrollment history. What's the update here?
So we have an enhanced go-to action. So when you click on the go-to action, users can check the action configuration within the logs themselves. They can edit in the builder. They can click edit in builder, and that button will take them directly to the builder to make the changes. I'm trying to read through a couple of these other ones because I was a little bit late getting oriented with a few of these. But yeah, basically just a lot of great new enhancements to the execution logs, being able to go back to where you were in the process, so that you don't just see that and then have to go back to the builder and find where that particular action is.
I
So
love it. More troubleshooting tools to make
exactly.
troubleshooting easier. We talked about how awesome that is last week. So
Hmm.
glad to see even more roll out. The app marketplace got a nice facelift. We've got these new cards for all of the integrations and apps that have been built.
Yes. So I'm showing the agency level version here, which will indicate if it's white labeled or not. So there's more things that are included in the agency view, but the sub account view is very similar, just kind of pared down for things that are not relevant to them, most in particular, whether it's white labeled or not. And then, yeah, it looks great. You can see the installs, reviews. It all looks very nice and easy to understand what's going on with that particular app, how popular it is, where it's being used.
Yeah, this is great. And hopefully everybody knows about the marketplace of apps. You can go to marketplace.gohelva.com and check out all the cool stuff that people have built that natively integrates within HighLevel.
Mm-hmm.
Voice AI got an update to make it easier to test your agent while you're creating it.
Yeah, so right there on the right-hand side, as you're making your configurations and everything, get to the end, then you can just automatically click a button. It'll call you, and you can test it out, and you can go right back, and if you want to make some changes, it's ready to rock.
Yeah, and it's fun. Testing out the agent
It's
for the
super
first time,
fun.
you're like, what? This is crazy. So
It
if you
is.
haven't done
It's
it,
nuts.
check it out. Import old invoices using CFV.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty exciting. If you're into invoices, and most particular, if you want to have all your information in one place, this gives you a way to import it into HighLevel so that you can see not only the ones that you've sent out from HighLevel, but the past ones as well. And you can do it in bulk with a CSV file. Sometimes I get the question, what does CSV stand for? And it stands for comma separated values, which is just the way the computer reads a spreadsheet.
Nobody ever asked you that. You're just showing off, Ryan. We get it, smarty pants. That's
All right.
actually cool. I can see why people want to bring in, I can't fully move over if all my stuff's not there. Well, now you can bring it in. CSV makes it easy. And now we all know what that means. Support AI got an
Yeah.
update. Well, what is the update? That it's now for everybody?
Okay. Yeah. So I had to get some clarification on this one. And luckily, our wonderful knowledge base team helped me out. Before, you kind of had to go through this process where you'd have to like provide all this information, and people are like, no, like I just want to like try to find the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went from, we'll call it a very low ticket resolution or like problem resolution. And we probably like 50x'd the results on it by implementing this. So the idea here is that when you go to the little circle, blue circle with the question mark. You get the drawer that slides out on the right. And then you can, right there where it says get help, there's a drop down and you can click on AI support and you could just tell it. I tested it out on a couple of different things. It was super accurate. It referenced relevant articles, but also told you how to do it. So we were talking about like QR codes and I was asking about some workflow stuff and it'll just spit out the answer to you. So it's kind of like ChatGPT in a way, but just tailored to HighLevel. So it knows all the features within HighLevel.
Yes, this is fantastic. The early results have been great, but we definitely need more feedback. So please go test it out. If it does a great job, let us know. There's like a feedback mechanism there. If it doesn't, also let us know. We're going to continue to make this thing awesome because we're committed to having amazing AI support.
Yeah, and this is a good time to highlight the feedback loop. Like our teams are absolutely focused on feedback. So it's not just like that goes nowhere. It's kind of like, oh, report a bug. They're reviewing these things like one by one. So definitely provide the feedback, whether it's good or bad. It helps everybody. So
for sure. Voice AI now has custom actions, which I haven't spent the mental energy on wrapping my head around how big this is, but it feels huge, Ryan.
it is huge. So like you could think of, okay, at the end of this conversation or when it gets to a particular goal, then it triggers a webhook that then goes out to some other system and does something. It's also got conversation triggers, so you can define specific conversation scenarios that would trigger custom actions. So again, same kind of thing where it goes out and does something super fancy with some servers in the background. If you know what webhooks are, you're probably putting these two things together and thinking like, wow, I can do a lot of things by using this as the front end and then doing all kinds of complicated stuff with like a larger system on the back end.
Totally. This is awesome. Can't wait to see what people start doing with it. Calendar's got another update. We've got an improved first time experience. This is, again, one of these things that just makes it easier if you're coming in fresh to basically get things done more intuitively without having to figure out so much on your own.
The main feedback around a lot of different products is that the power users know what to do, but the first time users have no idea. So this is like the yellow brick road. Just follow the yellow brick road to do the things that you want to do. So this is sort of V1 of like how we want to improve this. And of course, over time, we'll tweak it here and there and make it as intuitive as possible so that if you do know what you're doing, just X out of it and do your thing. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have to like go to help, support, get a support ticket, get agency support. You don't have to watch a YouTube video. It's just right there. You can click on the buttons and get it done.
I love it. Follow the yellow brick road. LC domains, enhanced domain purchase flow. So basically, when you go to buy a domain, it's easier, makes more sense, and
yeah. Core functionality is all the same, but this is another one of those sort of UI things where it makes it super plain and simple for the user to understand what's happening, what they're doing, and how to get it done.
Yep. I'm so pumped on this one. Again, these young marketers, they don't know how good they have it. They don't know the pain of having to like help a client figure out that they bought a GoDaddy domain through a reseller.
Oh my gosh.
You've been there. I know you've been there.
Delegate access. Which Tony am I talking to? Yeah.
All right. Some other updates that rolled out this week. Ad Manager, we migrated to wallet-based subscription, which is cool. Do you want to chime in on that?
Well, this is along the same lines as we did this with WhatsApp earlier, but we want to get everything coming out of the wallet. So there's only like one pool of money, let's call it, like a toll road. You kind of re-up it, and then it draws from that instead of having to do these separate transactions all the time. So that's why we're doing that.
Yeah, that's nice. We added support for WhatsApp as a channel in the internal notifications action, which is awesome. So if you want to like notify team members via WhatsApp when things happen, that's there now. Canadian 10-digit long code numbers now require A2P registration. Public service.
I always forgot what the DLC stood for. I knew A2P.
I think I got it right?
You did, yeah.
Nice.
Canada has some new requirements, and so this is a compliance thing, just making sure everybody's doing the things they lot to be doing.
There we go. Estimates got a public API, which is awesome. If you know what that means, you can now tap into estimates via the API, which is sweet. And membership courses, add media via links. Oh, that's nice. Do you want to describe?
Yeah. Before you used to have to like select the file from your computer. If it wasn't there, you had to download it. It's this big thing. Now you can just link to it and it will suck it right in and take care of it.
That's nice.
Yep.
All right. This has been a long release radar, Ryan. So many releases, but we're at the point of the show, my favorite point, where we get to see what mind-bending upcoming releases are out there. Oh, that's a view.
This is Chase, I think.
My heart there. That's fantastic. What do we have for our first upcoming sneak
Hopefully we're
peek?
authorized to talk about this, but
Oh, Ryan, you did it. I love it. They told us no. So you guys make sure you show Ryan the love. Hopefully he's still here next week, because I saw this and I was like, can we please tease this week on Release Radar? And they said no.
Well, you tagged me, so I was like, you know what, this seems like we should do it, but we can always skip it.
And Ryan said, to hell with it. I'm going to risk it all. People need to see this. And I agree. This is so
Monday
cool.
morning is going to be very tense.
Let's check out what's going on here. Look at this. We've got AI in workflow. And not only we're going to say what we want to do here, which basically is, hey, I'm trying to make an abandoned cart flow that checks to see if they purchased or not. The current AI will describe to you how to do that. But this one, after a couple of seconds, drum roll, still thinking about it, but it's going to get there.
Like, this isn't going fast enough. Like, do you understand what's happening?
Boom! It literally built it. It grabbed the trigger and all the actions that you needed and spun it up. This one blew my mind, Ryan. I'm like,
yeah,
we are getting so close to like truly magical things happening.
I am super impressed by this as well, which is why I kind of pushed for it, but really stoked to see where this is going, because you can imagine there's lots of different things that just take forever, even if you know what you're doing. And to get yourself 90% of the way there and just start tweaking, and you can get a lot more done in a day.
Yeah, this one is really freaking cool. And hopefully you guys think so as well. Let us know in the comments for sure. But super pumped for that to roll out. And seems like it's actually pretty close. So what do we have next? New funnel AI custom experience. Oh, I haven't even seen this, Ryan. What do we have going on here?
Well, before our V1 of Funnel AI, let's just be honest, it was lacking in some ways. It was good for some stuff, but it needed a lot of improvement. So the team went back to the drawing board as usual, and they came up with this new like sort of flow for creating a funnel. And they ask you very specific questions, like what type of funnel is it? And there's a bunch of other options here I'm not showing, but there's going to be tons of different options for the type of funnel that you want, description of why you would use that particular one. And then when you go to the next slide, you get to pull in the colors that you want to use. So you can generate color palettes, you can use particular styles, and there'll be more and more of this stuff happening. And then on the next slide, you'll see that you can describe the purpose of the funnel. So you can really start, you can see how if we're giving the AI a lot more information and context around what the funnel is actually supposed to do and look like and be, and that way it will generate much more specific, much better looking and higher converting funnels.
That's awesome. I love that flow. That looks great. And yeah, I'm really excited to see that AI funnel builder get improved. Because it was lacking, I agree, but when we get it right, it is going to be awesome.
Exactly.
Super sweet. Looks great. Well, let me flick this off here. Again, Ryan, that was just a massive week of releases. And, oh man, I'm all over the map here. Right. Let's get this.
It's been a long week for everybody.
It's been a long week. You know, it's an event week. End of the quarter, as you pointed out, but hopefully you all had an awesome Q1, and we wish you the very best for Q2. Hope you have a great weekend. Ryan, you want to send us out?
Yes, please say a prayer that I'm still employed on Monday, and